Hello. Hi. How are you? I'm Tiffany. Welcome to my quilting life. And in today's video, we're going to work on what's on the wall. We're going to add more to it and keep creating on these hexagons. That's right. Hexagons.
Yes, hexagon.
Whew, I almost had a brain fart. Anyways, all right, let me get this thing going. And then as soon as it's working, then I could say hi. But leave it to this dumb phone of mine to not work.
Do you want to use the computer? Say hi.
It's just getting worse. All right.
It's only what, 8 years old?
Karen is here. Donna's here. So Nana's here. Little Amore's here. Dawn. Did I say Dawn already? Probably did. Hello. Charlene. Mary. Wanda. Tracy. Norma. Deb. And Betty and Donna and Shirley and Candace and Lois. That's how many more. Hi, everybody. So this is what I'm working on. Obviously, if you weren't here last week, you can go watch last week. I just took a accent color, which is my gray polka dot, and went around the hexagons. And now today I'm going to start with the jelly rolls. And what I'm going to do, since if you can see on the wall, they're kind of like in their color groupings. That way, jelly roll wise, because there's only so many of them, I could put a little bit of making sure that every color gets a color first. Then I will take the yardage that I have and chop it into 2.5-inch strips and use that for the leftovers. Because obviously I only have 20 jelly roll strips and there's more than 20 hexagons on the wall. And I'm going to mix it with 10-inch squares. So whatever I cut, the leftover of all that fabric needs to get cut into 10-inch squares to fill in the blanks, because I'm going to be cutting these once they're built around into 10-inch squares. That's the hope. The hope. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I'm just going to do one at a time. I do need an iron on. All right, I'm going to start with the orange color, and I'm going to put blue on it. Why? Because I can. So I'm literally going to build on one side, then the other, trim it, press it, build on the other side, and then another, trim it, press it. One block at a time. I know it seems like a lot of work, but it gives me something to do, and it allows me to drag this project on. One block at a time. Only because I've been doing so much in here, trying to preparate for my cruise, so I'm trying to make sure I got some videos filmed, and I got to get long arm job clients, long arm quilting for clients done before I go, because it's the last of the jobs. So I need to make sure that's done before I, leave this house for a week on a vacation. All right, so I'm going to build two sides, and I'm just doing this by eye. So I'm just going to use my scissors, same as I did last week. It may be a wonky cut, but that's okay as long as it's on here. Yeah, this should equal 10 inches. That's my goal, is 10 inches. So just as a roundabout, what am I at? Where am I at there? Oh, it's 11 inches. Good. I'm going to get a good size square out of these. Oops, I got to press, trim, and then add. I'm going to have up and down like crazy. Well, no, because I can only do one block at a time. I should just put this next to me, honestly.
The iron?
Yeah.
Do that? Let's do that. You want the smaller iron?
Yep. Smaller. Okay. No. That's the fine iron. I just need it right here. There we go. Yep. I'm just going to slide it back and forth while I do this.
You want this fan on or no?
Oh, yes, please. Since now the iron is in my face.
Okay.
I'm going to turn my other one on too. So see, I'm just trimming it. And if you want to make something like this, you can. Also, I didn't save the little triangles, but I might save these triangles, because then I could, sew them into little hexagons. So I'll just throw those aside so that they can still get used. So 2 sides. And now I'm going to go on 2 sides again. And just a reminder, they were 6-inch point to point hexagons. Where's my little paper that says what they were? Honeycomb Moda figures Zen Cheek. Yeah, 6 inches from point to point hexagons. So that's going to be perfect, hopefully, to get 10-inch squares. Obviously, it's still going to be a hexagon shape, but I should be able to cut a nice square out of these. We'll see. I probably should have brought a 10.5-inch ruler in here for the final trimming. Oh, am I going to get those last 2 sides? Hopefully. So that means 1 strip per. I feel like I'm going to be short here, but we'll see. Because I don't have 2 of. I guess some of these are going to have to be mix and match, maybe? I don't know. We'll see how it happens. Should fit there. And a second one for the other side. Okay. I'm hoping that's good enough. I have my 10.5-inch ruler over in my other room, so we'll see what I can get though from this. Oh yeah, look at that. Let's see. That's going to be perfect, maybe. Maybe it's going to get trimmed, so I guess it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as it hooks from side to side, that's all that matters. I'm just pressing away from the center with all this. Okay, I'm not going to trim that. I'm going to go grab a ruler real quick. I probably should have thought of that before I came in here. I don't think. No, I know exactly where it is. Sorry, guys, I was not prepared for today, I guess. Probably going to have to utilize those 10-inch squares instead and just make all of these. Because what do I really get off of this? Yeah, I have to add to it on my 4 sides. What's a color that I could add to it? Because I only need a smidgen. Yeah, I'll figure that out in a minute. That's what I'll do. I'm going to trim them, put them on the wall. And what I'll do is make some corners for them with the half rectangle triangle thing. Let's just put this right here.
That looks awesome.
Let's grab this color. And
That looks
put
awesome. I like it.
dark blue circles on that one. Yeah, what I think I'm going to do is put 4 corners on them with my half rectangle triangle thing. That way I can get squares. Because there's no way I'm going to do it any other way. I need to be really janky with this fabric. So that way I have enough to go all the way around. Because not all jelly rolls are created equal. Because not all widths of fabric are the same. Some have like 42 inches of usable space. Some only have 40 inches of usable space. And then I've also gotten fabric that, you know, had like 46 inches. I was like, wow, this is crazy cool. Put that ruler aside now that I know what I'm going to do here. And I could hook them together as rectangles too, honestly. I mean rectangles as hexagons. It's a lot of Y seams though. Not everybody likes Y seams. It shouldn't take forever to do.
Not forever. You need to pull some of those down so you got room for the big ones now.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll do it. It's fine. That way I can get at least one of every color to start without screwing myself up. I only have so much fabric to work with here. So I got to make the most of it. Hopefully everybody had a great week and is having a good weekend. Great weekend. Amazing weekend. Here we can't do much because it's 119 degrees outside. I mean, who wants to be out in that?
But there's no humidity.
But there's no humidity, so all we
That is
do
a plus.
is
If it was
sweat.
humid,
No stickiness, just sweat.
if it was humid, it would be death.
Oh yeah, it
You
would be
literally
horrible
die
if it was
walking
humid.
outside.
Yeah, I couldn't do humidity. I am not a humidity, living in humidity type of person. Let's just put, that was yellow, so we're on light blue now. Let's just place that right on top. I'm just gonna put them wherever. Let's put an orange on this one. Lots of scissor cutting involved in this one and trimming. I mean, you could go straight to the iron and trim. Go to the iron, press it, and then trim and get more of your fabric, you know, more use of it. But honestly, this way works just fine. Right, keep going. Anybody sewing along with me? Did anybody start something like this? Or is it just me doing my crazy kooky stuff that I do?
They like watching you be crazy and kooky.
They like my crazy kooky ideas.
What was the width of the gray fabric?
The width of the gray fabric. Oh, 1.5. I'm sorry, I didn't finish with that. 6 inches point to point on the hexagon, 1.5 inches. So you do 2 sides, then you do 2 sides, and then you do 2 sides. And now we're on 2.5 inch strips. And I didn't have a lot of the gray, or else the gray could end up being my corners. But I didn't think anything of it, or else I would have chose a lot more fabric. If anything, I could actually just go and grab a white, and that way all of this just sits on a white fabric and make it look like these hexagons are floating completely. Which doesn't sound like a half bad idea. We'll see. Let's see how many hexagons I can actually get out of all this first. I didn't use them all either. There was a couple left over. Obviously, because, you know, I didn't use them all. So if anything, I can get all 42 done if I use a different fabric around the edge, which I think I want to do now. That just sounds like it'll make a bigger quilt, and the bigger the quilt, the better. Right?
He likes big quilts.
I like big quilts. What I like is usable quilts. Obviously, don't get me wrong. I love to make little wall hangings because I decorate with wall hangings. But I definitely do love a usable quilt. All right, here's another one. Which color am I on now? I'm on this. I did orange, that one, and then I did the blue. Now I'm on the darker blue. Let's do this flowery one. I'm just going to stick these on the wall, however, until a lot of them are sewn. Let's put yellow dark on this one. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yep, I think I'm going to do the white fabric thing.
Have you ever done a yo-yo quilt?
A yo-yo quilt? No, but I did use yo-yos once and made a spotted quilt before. Instead of yo-yoing them, I appliqued them on to a quilt and called it Icy Spots.
Yes, you did. I remember that.
Yep. So I have used yo-yos, and I also have some pre-made yo-yos. I just have to watch a video to see how they go together, you know, because I'm pretty sure they just like hook together and the yo-yo part sticks on the front. I'm not quite sure on that front, but that's probably how it works. But yeah, I just decided when I had yo-yo fabric, you know, where you cut out the circles. And yeah, I just decided to make it into a quilt. I added more fabric and made more circles and appliqued a bunch of circles onto plain white fabric and called it Icy Spots. It was fun. talk about. I guess I could tell you guys that this week, you know, Thumper is a very furry cat. And well, I trimmed his hind legs and buttock area. So now it's just nice, clean cut so that, you know, when he uses the restroom, we can tell if he has dingleberries, you know, because those things hide. They hide on furry cats. And I don't want them anywhere in my house. So he got a trim this week, but only the hind area. What else did I do this week? Yesterday, I quilted a quilt for a client. The client that made herself finally 2 matching quilts for her day bed in her guest room. She's like, finally, I made myself something for her guest room. It's like, yay, go you. So I'm working on those. I got 1 done. I still have 1 more to go. They're exactly the same, except for the backing fabric. So I'm quilting them exactly the same because she wants them to be matching quilts. Obviously, it's not going to be the same because every quilt I do is different because I'm not a computer. I am me. So I can't do the same exact thing twice. There's always a variation of it.
Tell them it's Aboriginal fabric. And
yeah, and
really
it's
cool.
it's a really cool Aboriginal fabric quilt, like super cool.
Oh my God. Thank
Yeah.
Marilyn. What is she doing?
Holy moly, Marilyn! What? Wow! Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you. You don't have to do that. My goodness. Well, there we go. We got some Alaska money, Mr. Scott. So I'm getting 1 2.5-inch strip per hexagon. All right, let's put that over there for now. It'll stay. Okay, I just did that color, so now I'm on this color. Let's put this one on that. Okay, where am I going here? Whew, I'm lost here now. Marilyn shocked me. She shocked my heart. Oops, I didn't mean to hit the microphone. And just so that everybody knows, you don't have to do the YouTube thing there. There's other ways to donate. I know some of you are persnickety about which kind of websites your credit card info is on or your bank account info is on. So there's other avenues. If you just type !bacon, it'll give you links to the ways that you can help out. I just leave that there.
Or you can do explanation list and check out
Or
wish list.
you can just type an explanation and then the word list all in one word. List, L-I-S-T, because then you can get the link to my wish list on Walmart, which has useful items on it that I use or will use because I'm going to explain this. I'm a very simple person. My needs aren't really much, you know, because I don't wear makeup. I don't like paint my nails or anything anymore. You know, I used to, but I don't. I do not wear fancy clothes. I'm literally wearing gym shorts and a men's shirt that I had my neighbor do this for free. put my Tiffany's Quilting Life thing on because I had the supplies. So, I mean, I'm a very simple person. You know, I eat simple foods. I use simple items. I don't, you know, I don't buy shoes, even if I need them, because they're kind of expensive. I don't buy myself anything. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink tea. I'm like the most, no soda. I'm just a simple living kind of person. I have one bad habit, and I pay for my bad habit. So, other than that, my wish list is really hard to fill when people buy me the things on the wish list because I don't need anything. Recently, I had 2 pairs of shorts on there. Someone bought them, and I truly thank them because they fit amazing, and I'm so glad because I didn't have any shorts. You know when you pull clothes out of your closet or your drawers and you realize you love them to death. You've had them for 10 years because they were your favorite shorts, but then you go to open the elastic and it goes crunch, 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 crunch. Well, I've had a lot of clothes doing that lately. Just this morning before church, another outfit was ruined by the crunch. So I actually put shorts on the list for myself, and somebody got them, and they are comfy, and I love them. So that was great. But I'm a simple person. I don't need much. I'm not a girly girl, you know? I'm a tom girl. I wear shorts and a t-shirt or tank top because I wear tank tops mainly. I just don't wear them online because, well, you know, I just don't. Sometimes, but not all the time. I probably should because it's hot in here. Speaking of, I forgot to turn my other little fan on. That's another thing somebody bought me. I put it on the wish list. Scott didn't think it was something I needed, but I got 2 little fans. I'll have to show you.
And you love them.
And I love them. You guys, you really need to invest in these for your room. They have a cord. I needed cordless because I didn't want to have to go through batteries or use a USB because I don't have no USB ports in here. So it's a corded little fan, but it doesn't have to be on the stand. You could hook it to your desk. It took me a while to find something that was this useful. I was like, I need something to blow on me in the summertime because it's hot in here with this iron on me. Whew. You guys know we all sew. It gets hot in here. So it was this little base thing, and I was like, heck yeah, I'm putting that on my list. And somebody bought them because it was a 2-pack. Great deal. It was like $7.99 or $10.99 or something like that. And yeah, somebody bought them, and I keep one at the floor at my feet so that I don't sweat down there, and one right here facing me because the iron is on, and well, it's just hot.
They were cheap,
And they were cheap, and they have 2 speeds. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Scott was like, yeah, that's a waste of money. And I was like, nope, I need it.
Hey, I changed my mind.
He changed his mind, though, because now I'm not complaining of sweating.
Good. I didn't think they were going to work.
Oh, yeah,
as good as
they're great.
do.
They have great power.
I
was
thought
like,
they were going to
wow.
be junky because they were very cheap.
Yep, but they're not junky, which is great. So that was one thing I splurged on my list for something different, and yeah, it worked out perfect because now I have fans, and it's amazing. And they're not loud either, because that's the one thing we were worried about. We have box fans, and I used to keep one in here, and the box fan was loud while I was on live stream, and because I kept it over here, it hit my mic, and it would sound like the wind is consistent through my microphone. You guys may not have like completely heard it, but I'd hear it on my replay of the video. I'm like, oh, yeah, that fan is way too loud for that room. It is a small room, so it, you know, makes everything sound loud. But these fans, quiet. It's a miracle.
Eric says the fan's too small for him.
Oh yeah, the fan's too small for Eric, for sure. He needs a big fan. But it's definitely a neat idea. You can clip it and use it. So just know, if you guys are looking for stuff like that, I think some of the previous items I've had on my wish list, you know, show, so you could see that. But just go to the little desktop fan on Walmart if you guys need to get yourself some, because these are amazing. I'm super surprised. Since they were so cheap, I was like, this is going to be garbage. And it's not. What?
Show things that were bought.
Yeah, it should show things that were bought previously.
They were $22.
Oh, they were $22. Okay. Either way,
And the
for
iron's
two.
on there. The iron's $13.
Yep, the iron's on there. Yep, $13 for that one at Walmart. Sometimes you just gotta shop at Walmart. Just like I switched back to signature thread, if you haven't noticed, because I ran out of my other ones. So all I have left is all the colored threads that I use for binding of my essentials thread. Since I ran out, so I was like, you know what? Walmart had the signature thread for cheaper than connecting threads and superior threads. So guess what? Walmart it was. So now that's what I'm using again. That's what I was using in the first place. It's a little on the dusty side, but that's okay. It gets the job done. That's all that matters. I do swear by the essentials thread, but I just haven't had time to go on and order more, you know. I've been so worried about getting everything we need to have done and all the stuff I need to do for the cruise, and I still got to get all sorts of stuff and make sure it even fits in my suitcase because it's going to be heavy. Got to find out what the weight limit is at the airline that we're using. I mean, because one of the suitcases is going to be super full, and that's the one with all the supplies for the cruise. All the freebie stuff that's going to everybody. Because remember, I don't know if you guys know this, but I did a project bag video for you guys. And guess what was in that project bag video? Project bags that I actually made 40 of. I made 40 project bags so that each person on the cruise gets a homemade project bag from me. I never put that much work into a cruise, but I did. I never put that much work into anything, really. But yeah, I made a couple a week, and I made it to 40. I was like, yes, got it all done. So those that are here, that are going to be on the cruise, just know your special surprise is project bags, which I'm pretty sure I said when I was making them that they were for the cruise. But
Tons of paperwork from companies.
Oh, and then lots of stuff from companies, yeah. A lot of paperwork, little magazines and stuff, you know. Not very many companies. I mean, I guess you have to have an in with places to get really good stuff, you know? Because not very many donate. It was 90% of the people that I contacted all said, no, we don't unless it's a 501 charity thing. And I'm like, really? That's weird. So how are you supposed to promote yourself, you know? Like, makes no sense. But hey, that's their prerogative. I could see this in the mirror, and it kind of looks cool with them just layered on top of each other.
It does.
Like, can I just cut them and insert them in with each other? But that's a lot of Y seams and crooked seams, and
It also looks like you're looking under a microscope at some.
Oh yeah, like under.
Got the pox.
Yeah, like a microscope look of. Scott said the pox.
Yeah, the wall's got the pox.
We gave the wall the pox. The wall has the fabric virus. Oh no, we're all in trouble now. I guess that's one thing as quilters we're kind of lucky with. Other than getting allergy problems in our sewing rooms, fabric and playing with fabric does not cause cancer. You know, it doesn't cause anything besides pure excitement and joy. Unlike, like certain working places, We're not in the business office, so we can't high stress. We don't work in, this isn't anything to do with finance, so nothing stressful about that either. So we can't have a heart attack at the age of 50 because, quilting has joined our life. It might lead to some late nights, though. So it might give you fabric somnia because you're thinking about sewing while you're trying to sleep. Oh, funny. I mean, we do have the chances of getting burned, I guess, and chopping our fingers off and injuries. Most ERs go like, "How did you do that again with a rotary cut? What's a rotary cutter?" How funny! I know I'm amusing myself here, my friends. Get that there. Okay, I did all the colors, so now we're starting back with peach again. Let's put yellow on this one. These scissors being so heavy, they kind of do tire my hand faster because of the weight of them. Oh no, I'm fine. These ones cut easier because they're fresh, Oops, trim first, Tiffany. I can't use a white. I just thought about that because some of these outer pieces are going to be white and then it will just hide. I would need another color.
Okay.
I don't have any more gray polka dots. I mean, I do, but not enough. Oh, I ran out of I just sewed that whole thing. Out of bobbin. It's not out of bobbin. It's a tangled bobbin. It keeps happening. There's plenty on here, but they keep tangling.
Oh, I will do it. I will do it.
Scott's my untangler.
I'll get it. Just lay it down. Keep working. I got this. I'll get her done, man.
It's like 3 bobbins in the last 2 weeks. It's tangled like that.
Okay, there you go.
Was it really that tangled?
Nope. I work longer than bobbin. Give me a bobbin and I will unbob it.
black or soft yellow. I might just go with black.
Yep, 2 people said
Because
black.
black is in so many of my quilts. I like using black because then it makes the colors pop out at you. The blacks recesses and the colors just shine. Yeah, black might be my choice. And Scott bought me some black fabric, so
Yes, I did.
now I have black fabric. Because
So the white fabric I bought you came stained. Even though that was
I already said that.
You told him that?
Yeah.
I got you white fabric that was stained?
Yeah, he bought me white fabric once, and it came here, and it was stained. Like the whole thing, like the whole bolt must have been ruined, and they just didn't notice it at the store, but it's stained. Like a yellow, like a white fade yellow. You know when you stick something like fabric in front of a window and it gets that line from being folded, like it gets a line, and that part was the part that was in front of the window, but it does seep through layers. So as I was unraveling it, instead of it being the white, it was a yellow as it was going, like something was spilt on that edge, and they just didn't care to notice, and they started selling it to everybody. So it's not usable. Instead, I call it now, because it was 2 yards. I call it the tension checking fabric. So anytime I need to test the tension on my long arm, I just put that fabric on and stop, testing tension on the sides of quilts, because I didn't really ever do that much anyway. But like if I want to practice new designs, there's some fabric to do it, because it's not pretty. All right, we're on another yellow. Let's do this one. Let's put this peach around it. Or pink. It's white with peach. So yeah, make sure when you get your fabric that you check it, because sometimes there might be stains from the warehouse that they didn't know. And that's not the first time I got stained fabric either. There was black spots, like oil splashed from like a, what is the word for it? Forklift. When forklifts are carrying the heavy pallets of whatever, it was like the oil somehow got off of the forklift and splattered onto the fabric. And yeah, it was like that. And I was like, really? And there was like 15 spots on a really good fabric too. And I was like, what? That's some craziness. So sometimes you have problems. But if you complain and show them, they'll refund your money. Hopefully. Oops. Trim first. I'm like trying to jump the gun and go straight to the machine again. But I don't like sewing with this in the way. I need it to be 100% straight and squared up each time. It's just the way I like things.
Where do you buy batik fabric? Oh, where do you buy never mind. Where do you buy blank fabric bolts from? I mean,
blank fabric bolts? You mean just that leftover bolt from bolting fabric?
You mean the box, or do you mean actual fabric?
Hold on. Let me hold it up so they could see. Are you talking about these, the cardboard things that fabric comes on at the store? So Walmart has they don't do this anymore. They do pre-cuts. But, I mean, some places still have some bolts of other stuff, so you can ask for their bolts when they're done with them. Or fabric stores sometimes get rid of them. Now, it depends, though, because sometimes the SKU they need for reorder, so they don't get rid of these right away. But if you ask your local quilt shop, they might have some and might give them to you. I don't use these except for anything over 5 yards. And I tend to use my anything over 5 yards pretty quickly. So I always end up having an empty one, But yeah, if you just ask your local quilt shop, you can get them. Back when Joann's and stuff was open, you can ask them. You can also ask Hobby Lobby because they do sell fabric there too. Or I don't know Michael's or any of those stores because I don't have those in my area, and I don't think I've been into a Michael's since I was a kid, so I don't know about fabric being sold at them because I don't remember. I just remember that's the place my mom got her craft supplies when I was a kid. But yeah, most places are usually willing to give them out so they don't end up in recycle. You know, they can get used. But I use magazine boards for all my under 5 yard cuts. I don't have any in here, and I'm not going to go to the other room and get them. But just look up magazine boards. You can get them in a 100-pack. Comic boards are shorter, smaller. You know, the magazine boards are 8.5 by 11. Just like a normal piece of paper is, and the comic boards are, I think they're 7.5 by 10.5 or something like that, or 7.5 by 10. I have both in my sewing room. I can tell the difference on my shelf too, and it kind of annoys me, so I have to bring the shorter ones forward so they're equal with the bigger ones. But I have both in my room. That one wasn't very straight either. I know a lot of people save those cards that come in fat quarters. Like some fat quarters are wrapped up on a cardboard little thingy. I've seen YouTubers as well do this, where they take those and anything under a yard, they fold it all nicely and wrap them up on those and put them on a shelf. I've seen that. There's all sorts of ways to store your fabric. Everybody has a different way of doing things. So there's many ideas online. Just like I'm rethinking how I have my fat quarters organized, and I might take them all out and reorganize them again, because now I have one extra drawer in my room so that I can actually separate more, because everything is kind of tightly condensed, pushing the plastic drawers out really tightly. Plus I still have fat quarters in here that I didn't have room for, and now that I've emptied a drawer of scraps, I finally have room for it. Because little by little, I'm getting all the scraps under control. It's taking some time, but it's getting done. Doesn't mean I need any more, though. Because I'm already making enough on my own. Yeah, I'm finally getting the most of it under control. I've been busy in here, so everything that I'm doing in here, I'm taking the scraps over to the other room. I just keep creating them. It's a never-ending pile. All right, another one down. That was yellow, so now we're on to this pretty blue. Let's put this dark blue one on it. Yep, I'm definitely going to have to cut some strips off of my yardage. Since only one strip per, I only get one per. Hey, at least one jelly roll strip fits it, so that's a good thing. I just saw the comment that says, I keep my fabric in the dark. You know what? So do I. I have blackout curtains in my fabric room. No light is getting in on my fabric. Only light that it gets is when I once a week go in there, take all the stuff from in here to over there, or maybe twice a week go in there. One of the times is to cut fabric lately because I haven't had time. And the other time is to take the stuff from in here to over there. Other than that, the lights don't even get turned on. The door stays closed. Everything is in the dark. So no smells can get in there. No light can get in there. Nothing. It's pure dusty. Because that's about all that ends up in that room is mounds of dust. The other day I pulled a fabric off the shelf and my finger touched the shelf, and it's white shelf, so white hides the dirt. You don't see it as good. And I swooped my finger off, and it was like the whole end right here was covered in dust. And I was like, I gotta clean this room. Have I done it? No. I usually just wipe in front of the fabric anyway, so it's not like it's a horrible big deal because no dust gets in between the fabric because it's so compact on the shelves. Yeah, that room isn't dark. This room is actually mostly dark. It has blackout curtains, but the blackout curtains don't sit flush against the wall like they do in the other room. So there's a gap at the top of the window. So some light does come through, but this room doesn't really have fabric in it. You know, I mean, it does because I'm working with it now, but it's not on shelves or anything. This is I bring it over to work on it, and then when it's done, all the quilts go back in the other room except for the unfinished ones. And then all the unused fabric goes back over there. And if you don't know, and you're new to my channel, over there means the other side of the wall behind you is my own personal fabric store. I have everything I could ever use, minus a few things, you know, because every now and then I need a blender, and I'm really low on those. And it's hard to choose when you don't have the right color, you know.
You don't have yardage. You have millions of scraps.
Yeah, I don't have much. It looks like I have a lot of yardage, but all those yardage things that are on the wall are mainly like less than a yard and a half.
Yeah, you don't have yardage.
Yeah.
You have scraps.
I have more scraps than anything. I do all my pre-cuts, so that takes up a lot of the shelves. All my leftover scraps of yardage, you know, the 1/4 to 7/8 all has a shelf on its own, and it's in order, you know. Anything over 5 yards, I barely have anything left of. I've used almost all of it now on quilt backs and yardage for the background of quilts because I make big quilts, and Scott's always buying me solids because I use them so much. Because I don't know about you guys. A lot of people like using blenders and whatever, but I still, for the life of me, love to take a jelly roll and 2 yards of a solid and make a quilt. I don't know why I like solid backgrounds. I guess because it enhances the quilting, you know. Once I go to quilt it, I have lots of empty space to quilt on, and that's where it shines. That way it doesn't always have to be quilted in the color of your fabric. I mean, it makes sense, right? So. Even my Tula collection is all half-yard cuts and less. Half-yard cuts and scraps. That's what all my Tula is that I have left. And fat quarters. And that's my favorite one. It has 2 dedicated bins, though, full of it, but... Oh, I have a layer cake, a Tula layer cake. No, 2. I have 2, because one's the Mad Hatter one.
Oh, yeah, you do have the Mad Hatter.
Yep. But I don't have the corresponding yardage for it. I don't have the corresponding yardage for any Tula.
You make something work.
Yeah, I will make something work. I now have a lot of Henry Glass fabrics that was gifted to me, you know, all the pinup fabrics. Those are going to be really hard to chop, but I will figure out something to do with them. I'm thinking more on the lines of making bags with them, but I haven't had much time with thinking about this cruise and preparating for it. I went to the doctor's the other day so that I can get the little patch that goes behind the ear for seasickness. I'm trying to be prepped for everything, guys. I have medical problems, and I definitely want to be ready in case I get sick while on a boat. I don't want to get sick. So I'm making sure I get everything I need pre-getting antibiotics in case I get sick. My doctor does that for me, you know, because I know my body. So he'll give me a prescription for whatever antibiotic I want. Be like, I think I'm gonna get Ebola, and he'll give me the medicine for it.
Got to buy friggin' travel insurance in case you do get sick.
And we got travel insurance in case I do get sick. Something we would never spend money on, but
I didn't know that was a thing.
yeah, I didn't know it was a thing
as
either.
Travel insurance. You
Why,
have to
why
get
don't
travel
why don't I
insurance.
get it when I go to Becca's then? I mean, seriously. No.
'Cause your insurance is covered in
Yeah,
other states, but
my
it's
insurance-
not covered on a cruise.
Yeah, my insurance is covered in other states, but not on a cruise. All right, we just did light blue, so now we're moving on to darker blue. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is then we're going to have this darkerest one, and then one of these, and then I'm going to just grab, 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 pull these out from behind. That way I can do an equal amount of stuff on this. I'll get all these off the wall. Let's see what we got going on. Any behind there? Nope, there's one behind here. I'm just gonna mix and match them now. Get all these. Okay, there's a few more. That one, this one. Nothing behind there. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 9 made already in an hour. Well, maybe
Good job.
maybe this does take a while. Oy, oy, oy. All right, let's set those up there. I'm gonna have to cut some yardage soon anyway. All right, let's put the blue polka dot one on here. I am sure making a mess. Woo-wee. Anyways, yeah, it's like I'm doomsday prepping, but for a cruise. I'm getting all the things I could possibly need.
He's a prepper.
Yeah. Just like the weather. We're going to be going from over 100, probably about 106 degrees is what it'll be like when we leave here.
No, won't
daytime.
It be 115?
No, it won't. It's supposed to cool down by the end of the month.
It'll be 115.
He thinks it'll be more.
And
Either
then
way,
we're going to 50.
we're going from the hundreds to the 50s in temperature. Just like that. From no rain and dryness to rain and probably humidity when we're in Seattle. I've been to Seattle before. It's humid. The whole state of Washington rained the whole time I was in it. The last time I was there. And all of Northern Oregon, too, on my drive there. Because I drove, from Arizona to Washington. And yeah, my whole entire drive, this was years ago, it rained. As soon as I hit the end of Oregon, like at the end of the state, like maybe like 50, 60 miles left to go. And yeah, it just rained and rained and rained. And I got into Washington and it rained all the way till I got to Seattle. I was like, really? And which sucks too, because I was very mesmerized by most of the bridges in Washington, the state of Washington. I was like, wow, these are some cool bridges, like just bridge after bridge. And they're all like these metal, like railroad looking bridges. Some are for the railroad. It's like, this is really cool. And then all the trees and stuff, Speaking of trees and stuff, one of the places Scott and I want to go to, if we ever get another vacation time, is I want to go to the Redwood Forest, because I haven't been there since I was a kid, and Scott's never been there. And I loved the Redwood Forest when I was a kid. Although, when I was a kid, that's how I ended up with Lyme disease. Now I have chronic Lyme because of it. And then ended up with it again in 2007. because I went to Washington. So I've had it twice, but chronic in between, which kind of sucks. But yeah, that's one of our destination spots. We want to go to the Redwood Forest. I think he'll love it, because I did.
I want to go there.
That's what I just said.
I will love it.
Oh, I know you'll love it. Seeing all those humongous, biggest trees ever in the whole wide world. There's other places we want to travel to, but we don't travel well. His hips are starting to get really bad too now, along with mine. I even told him when it starts cooling down, I know we're not going to do it, but I just want to go sit in some between big SUV and mid-size car. I want to go test like the Nissan Rogue and stuff and see how comfortable those are, because those are goal cars, something that I just turn my butt and sit instead of getting down. Because today I realized when we went to church, because my hips and my sciatic nerve have been super bad, I went to go get back down into Scott's car when we left the church, and I was already sore from sitting at church forever in a day. And as soon as I went to get down, it hurt so bad. It was this strong pain, and I was like, yeah, I can't keep getting down into this little low car anymore. If my MS keeps getting bad, I need a little bit higher up so that we don't make more things worse.
Oh, well, when it gets cooler, we're going out shooting too.
Yep, so when it gets cooler, we're going to go test drive cars for fun just to see the comfort level. And then go out shooting, because we haven't done that in a long time. And I miss it. I like going out into the desert and blowing things up. Well, not really blowing things up, but we just target practice, that's all.
Yeah, I don't think we've blown too much up.
Although that would be fun. Take a propane tank out there and shoot it with a rifle of some sort and blow it up. Yeah. Well, yeah, hollow one, yeah.
Yeah, and we're like, what?
Yep.
That was lame. We just wasted it.
Yep.
You got to shoot it with a hollow.
Every like especially on the weekends, even in the summer, it's surprising, but in the wintertime on the weekends, there's a lot of land around us, and the mountains are literally all the way around us. There's mountains on your way out, and there's mountains on your way in to where we live, because we have a one way in, one way out kind of highway going on. And every single weekend, we are central town. We're like in the center of Lake Havasu City. And on the weekends, just from sitting here in the house, even when watching it, you can hear the blowing up of things. Like people are out and you can hear the shooting going on out in the desert. People having fun. Like, wow. Sometimes it's loud. I'm like, oh, somebody just blew something up out there. It's fun though. I'm probably a really lousy shot. It's been so long. I used to be really, really, really good. Next. Let's put a yellow on this one. What did I do on the last blue? Oh yeah, okay. Let's put yellow on this one. Yellow. This is like a super mustard yellow. It's mustard yellow. I just watched, actually, right before the live stream, talking about mustard. I watched a little short video, and it was of a lady using mustard and brown sugar to baste ribs and then bake them. It looked really good.
Interesting.
Yep. Mustard and I would never think of it.
My 82-year-old neighbor, man, has 4 racks of ribs in his freezer.
Oh, yeah. Our neighbor has a couple racks of ribs. Maybe when it gets cooler, when we can cook, we'll just go, hey, can we have a rack of ribs? We could try mustard and brown sugar. The lady made it look really good. Like, really? I would have never thought to do that. Mustard and brown sugar. But that's what this color is, mustard.
Yeah, there's fires all over Oregon. I forgot about that.
Fires all over Oregon? Oh yeah, I think I saw
On the
something
news
about that. Yeah, on the news this morning. Yep, that sucks. Usually it's California on fire right now, and we have orange sunsets throughout the summer because most of California is on fire.
Well, let's hope fires are going.
Yeah, let's hope the
But
fires go away.
you know?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to get up and stretch in a minute. Get this block done. I'm hurting. Still have yet to get a new chair. There's nothing that I like. The one that I did like, I haven't sat in for a while, so I don't know if I'm gonna like it again because my hips are getting worse. I guess when I'm up stretching, I can go grab a black and hold it up next to this.
You want me to grab your black?
I guess if you want.
What, do you want to get up and walk around, or do you want me?
I want to get up because
Okay.
I'm hurting like super bad.
Okay. Well, then I will let you do it.
I'm going to switch to standing too. Oh. And yet I still want to make videos and do all this for you guys. It's like the best distraction for me. I think after the cruise is done, though, I'm going to finally go to my orthopedic doctor and say, it's time, doc, let's replace my hips. I've waited long enough. All right, let me go grab a black. I want to see what black looks like next to these fabrics. I'm kind of curious. I don't have any in here.
You really have to open the whole thing?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I thought you just hold it up there.
Nope. I kind of want to like stick all the colors next to it, especially this darker blue. Oh yeah, you can see it on there. Yep. That's what I'm gonna do. Try to keep all this stuff from being on the floor because the camera can't bend all the way down. All right, ongoing. Here we go. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 jelly roll strips left, and then I'm gonna have to start cutting some. I'm gonna move this out of the way so that I can stand now. Scott's gonna have quite the room to clean up because I am making it. The last couple days I have made quite the mess in here. I had so much going on that he didn't even get a chance to vacuum in here. So the mess is like doubled what it normally would be.
I can vacuum in the morning, though.
Yeah.
I could have this morning. I didn't get up too early this morning.
Yeah, if and when that does happen, when I have to do my hips finally, I'm going to pre-make a ton of videos because I will definitely need time off for that. Because I'll have to, you know, go through physical therapy and stuff. If anybody's had their hips replaced, you'll know. So I'll have to get used to that, being bionic, you know.
And that one we can do in town.
Yeah, that I can do my hip replacement here. I don't have to travel for that one. I mean, who would want to travel for that? My goodness. I know a lot of people have, but I don't want to. I don't like the trek to Phoenix. After I had my hip done, my arthroscopic repair that has failed, I never want to ride in a car that long after a hip surgery ever again. Ever. That was the worst. I probably should have just told them to keep me out like a light and just have them throw me in the back seat till I get home. But no, they probably wouldn't have done that. I had to suffer. And even then, I still came on YouTube, but it was from my bed, hand sewing, which I still have yet to quilt that quilt. To this day, it still hangs there, and there ain't no quilting it now because it is way too hot to put a quilt on my lap and hand sew it.
Will the hexies sew together like the flower garden quilt without squaring up?
I could turn these hexies like the flower garden quilt, yes. I'm not sewing them that way, but you can do it that way. So it would be, hold on, this, that. If I wanted to do this, obviously I could. Come on, go where I put you. There. Here. Right here. So you can sew them together like this if you want after making them. And then you could put more together. Here. Here. I mean, this idea is completely up to you, however you want to do it. I'm just making larger hexies this way is pretty much what I'm doing by adding the fabric around it, you know? Let's put this on that side. I don't have room over there. Yeah, you can sew them together like this if you wanted. You know? I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. I'm going to do it this way because I'm having fun. But that's an idea. You never really have to, like, everybody makes these hexie quilts by hand sewing them, but you can sew stuff onto them first and make them bigger and do other things with them, not just the same old hexie to hexie, which would be, you know, these little guys, one to the other, to the other, to the other, you know what I mean? You don't have to do that. Have fun with it. I don't hand sew, but this is a pretty long seam to hand sew, but you know, this seam can be done on the sewing machine. You can 100% do all these Y seams on a sewing machine because they're big. They give you plenty of room to work with. The smaller the hexagon, the harder it is from the sewing machine. I made a rhombus Quilt a long, long time ago when I first started quilting, and I did that on the sewing machine with all Y seams because I was like, I need to get used to this whole Y seam thing. I got to learn how to do some of this stuff, you know. It was back when I used to do Y seams on all of my giant Lone Star quilts. Every time I'd make a Lone Star or a little one, big one, any of them, I would do a Y seam so that I'd have the full block in that empty space. Now I just split the blocks. It makes it easier, so I don't have to have any Y seams. But back in the day, when I first started making them, I did Y seams so that there was no seam running down the center of, you know, the block. I always thought that looked tacky, and then I got over it. I'm like, this doesn't look tacky at all. Plus, you can mix and match your colors. Oops, that's going in that pile because all those little things are gone. I got used. Are you guys talking about food on there?
No.
Oh.
Talking about taking mustard to relieve joint pain.
Oh, mustard relieves joint
I
pain?
don't know.
Oh.
That's what I'm talking
I'll
about.
have to Google it.
Everybody else is talking about hip surgeries. Kim said you want booty.
I think so too.
You have a beautiful booty.
I don't think so.
I think so.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Think so.
Nope, you're totally confused, Mr. Husband of mine.
Nope.
Yeah. Huh?
No confusion yet.
All right. Oh, dust. Dust flying around. Oy. Oh, come on. Just go where I put you, fabric. Right back at you. Oh, you want to come say hi? I'll come get you. Come say hi.
Did you use a template for your starting hexie?
Nope, I did not use a template for my starting hexie because my starting hexie came in a 42-piece kit with a template if I wanted to add more, but it came in a pre-cut kit. Say hi to your fans. Say hi, everybody. Say hi. Hi, everybody.
He says, I'm not allowed up here, and I know it.
There you go. I could pick them up finally. It's a miracle. You know, it's been 2 months almost since my surgery, and my muscles still really hurt. I'm like wondering if that's a bad thing because I'm going to have to see the doctor if it still hurts in like another month and be like, why do I still hurt so bad? Probably going to be like, well, you were in pain for that many years. I mean, there was a lot of repair, which he said last time anyway. So.
Thumper's mitted ragdoll.
Thumper is a mitted ragdoll.
And he just
plus
14.
whatever, but I'm pretty sure he's mitted ragdoll now that we know. And he just turned 14 years old. Yep, he is a old man.
He's a big 1-4.
Let's see how much longer he goes for, because lately he's been acting like a kitten. It comes and goes when he does that, though. He's like the weirdest cat I have ever had. I've had lots of cats now in my life, lots of dogs too, but he is, of all the cats I've ever had, Thumper is by far the weirdest one. Like, when he was a kitten, he never meowed, ever.
We didn't think he knew how.
We didn't think he knew how, and I kind of thought he was deaf. And then all of a sudden, when he turned about, I don't know, it was before Cyrus left all the way, when Cyrus moved out.
It was when he was like 9 or 10.
It was when he was like 9 or 10. All of a sudden, like, what? What? Is there another cat in this house? Because we didn't think it was Thumper.
It started slow.
It started really slow, but there was
like
just...
when he was 8 or 9 and CJ still lived here.
Yep.
It started slow, and then it got more and more and more until now he doesn't shut up.
Yeah. Now he's like meows all the time. He meows when he wants food. He meows when he wants pet. He meows when he wants his goop stuff that we give him for hairball, relief. He meows when he goes to the bathroom, like every single time. Like he meows he meows when he wants us to pick him up and put him on the bed, but he doesn't want us to pet him because he's not a lap cat. He just meows. And sometimes he just paces the hallway and meows for no apparent reason, but to annoy us.
He wants Daddy to come give him attention.
Yeah, he definitely wants attention, some sort. Oh, and if I close the rooms, if I'm working in this room, the fabric room, or I'm just trying to relax in my bedroom, Thumper will come bang on the door. He literally bangs on it like he's knocking on the door, and then meows so that I have to let him in so that he doesn't wake Scott, because he does this at night. And then when he does wake Scott, Thumper! Like, seriously, I'll hear him yell, Thumper, out there, shut up! And then I'm like, oh, shoot, I better go get Thumper and bring him into my room. Because that's the only way to shut him up. But yeah, he used to never, ever meow. Weirdest thing. He was trained right from the start to stay off of kitchen counters, kitchen tables and stuff, but that doesn't mean he hasn't tried to, but he doesn't really anymore, hasn't in years. He used to be so nimble, he would hang out on top of the refrigerator. He doesn't do that anymore. He hasn't jumped on a kitchen counter or even tried to cross to get up on top of the fridge in 10 years. He hasn't done that in forever. But yeah, he was trained not to, do certain things. Not like fully properly trained, but he knows. Just like he knows not to lay on my quilts. He knows not to play with my fabric. He knows not to hang out in this room unless we're both in here and he's on the floor. He doesn't jump on anything. He's very smart when it comes to that.
Well, ages ago when he was young, that was the only time he ever meowed was when he jumped on the fridge because he couldn't get down.
Oh yeah, it was the only time he ever meowed before he started really meowing was when he was stuck on top of the fridge because he couldn't get back down.
Yep, he couldn't get down. He'd get up there and then he couldn't get down.
Yep. He'd be staring at the ground and staring and staring and staring until someone would grab him. He hasn't done that in years, but I don't like animals on my furniture, my cabinets, counters. Nothing against you guys. I'm just a little different. I don't like it when he gets on the bathroom counter. Every now and then he'll still get on the bathroom counter because we have kind of low counters in our bathroom. They're not really that high. They kind of sit low. Well, he used to. He jumped on top of the litter box and would get onto the counter to knock anything down up there.
He doesn't do that no more, though.
But he doesn't do it no more.
He'll get in the tub.
He gets in the tub, yep. And even then, that's very rare, too, because the tub is quite the jump over now. quite the leap for him, at least. But yeah, I don't like cats on my bed. He'll lay at the end of the bed, but he does not come up to my pillows or anything, and I'm glad because I don't like that.
And he only lays on Daddy's side.
And he only lays on Daddy's side because I sleep on my side. So I don't want cat hair on my side of the bed. I inhale enough of my own. I don't want cat hair.
Well, he only lays at the feet.
Yeah, but he only lays at the feet.
And he only does it at my side.
Where my nose is not. I think the reason is because I have allergies. That's why I don't want pets all over those things. When I had dogs, I never allowed them on my furniture. And that was good because if you ever I had a pit bull and she shed a lot. Even though she's fine, small hair, little tiny hairs, it was everywhere. So I kept her off of my cloth furniture because as soon as you sit on it, you'd be covered in hair. I didn't want that. And as soon as you lay down on a bed, you get covered in hair, and I can't do that. I have such bad allergies, man, just in here with the dust. It drives me nuts. Oops, trim first. Yeah. I've always been kind of picky what I let my animals do. But after Thumper is gone and no longer with us, we are not doing no more animals because it's just too much of a headache. Well, I don't have to do the work. I don't change litter boxes. Never have. I have MS, and it actually affects my MS. If you don't know, look it up. So if you have MS, don't be changing litter boxes. It can make you worse.
Daddy takes care of Thumper.
But either my kids used to do it when they lived here, or Scott does it, and I don't ever do it. And if I did, I'd probably sneeze the whole time because we buy that no dust stuff and it's still covered in dust.
They're all no
They're
dust.
all
Every
no
one of
dust.
them says 99% dust free, but not one
As soon as you pour it, it's covered in dust.
Yeah, not one of the many different
I would never be able to
I've
do it.
used has ever been. That is a scam. 99% dust free.
Yeah, definitely. It's just their hair. It's their hair getting on places that shouldn't be because just like the machine, always, you guys see me picking my nose, all the time.
Thumper gets brushed daily.
Yeah, Thumper gets brushed daily, but if he was on all that stuff, I think I would never be able to breathe. It's bad enough I'm starting to think I have sleep apnea and didn't even know it because I've been having some issues with my sleeping. But yeah, I have woken up choking before because my own hair, I've breathed it in and it literally stops me from breathing. Trust me, it's pretty horrific to watch what happens when I inhale my own hair. And in here, it's bad. I get done with the live stream, I go blow my nose and it's just covered in dust. It's like my nostril is a dust receptacle. Or hair, because yeah, pet hair does it too. It's the most annoyingest thing in the whole wide world. And yet I have a furry cat. And long hair. And I sew. All the bad things. Alright. Only a few more strips worth left, and then I'm gonna have to cut more strips. That means I have to try to integrate the ones that do have color and figure out how to lay all this out because it's going to be a lot of repeat between the black. Obviously, I'll have black in between everything, but I'm going to have to strategically make sure that it lays nicely. All this dust talking, it's like getting up my nose like crazy.
Lungs filled with cotton.
Yeah, I'm going to have cotton lungs. I guess that's the one thing sewing probably can kill you with. Cotton lungs.
Instead of coal miners, you get the black lung, you got the cotton lung.
Yep. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
You get the cotton lung.
Yeah, the cotton lung disease. when I die, that whoever does my organ donation and everything is going to find my lungs filled with some kind of debris from sewing. Oh, look, here's a pretty piece of fabric. How'd that get there? Oh, it's funny. You know, like the guy that inhaled the Christmas tree and it grew in his lung. Do you guys remember that story? Well, we're inhaling fabric. You never know. We might have a pretty piece of this. Oh, it's funny. When they go to just take our bodies apart and they find all that stuff, I'm like, not my fault. I'm dead, so it doesn't really matter.
It says lint lung.
Lint lung.
Yep, instead of black lung.
Instead of black lung, yeah, or popcorn lung from the what is those things? Vapes. Yeah, they give you popcorn lung. You're a sewer, so you get lint lung.
Lint lung. There you go.
Well, at least I do. I tried to control it wearing masks. You know how hard it is to wear a mask while you're sewing? You need to be able to breathe good when you're moving around and stuff, so a mask thing didn't work. I haven't tried an air purifier because I don't have the money for no $500 whole room air purifier thing that gets 99.999% of the particles. So until I become rich and famous, that's not happening. So I've never tried one of those. We change the vent on our AC thingy all the time, so it can't, and that thing comes out really dusty.
Oh, no, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. I think it does.
You're seeing things.
I'm not seeing things. This room is covered in dust. I bet you if I swipe my finger on any of this, there's so much dust on it.
I'm talking about our AC filter. I'm not talking about your dusty room. I know it's dusty.
Yep. All this talk about it's congesting me up all the way now.
You're the one babbling about it.
Yeah. It doesn't help that I'm here on YouTube babbling while working. I mean, if my mouth was closed and I was just breathing normal while sewing instead of talking, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. But no. I guess I'm just prone to having issues. And I've tried all sorts of brands of thread, so they all still dust just as much. You know, they might seem like they're not that dusty like in your whatever, but there's still dust floating. I mean, look at this. Just right here. I could take this off and show you guys. It's covered from the way the thread unspools right here. It just makes a dusty mess.
It is. Holy cow.
It's a big, like, I don't want to hold this, but yeah, look at that.
The fan's going to blow it on you?
Yep, the fan just blew it.
Why didn't you just throw it in the trash?
There's still more there, too. Yeah. It's bad. Plus, I live in Arizona. It doesn't help it any. Anytime I go outside, I'm susceptible to all sorts of dust stuff. Dare I not go outside on a windy day because, whoo-wee. It gets so windy here sometimes that you can't even see the sunset because it's just a cloud of dust covering the lake and the mountains. So
we don't
craziness.
get no rain, that's why.
We get no rain, yeah. There's no rain to settle the dust. Just wind. You guys think Chicago is the windy city? No, move here. You'd be like, oh my goodness, this is way more windier. It is windy every single day here. All the time. And when it's not windy, it's stale. Like, it could be 115 degrees outside, like it probably is right now. But if it's not windy, it's stale. Like, you can smell the dust. It's stale out there. When the winter comes, a windy day is nice. It's okay. It's not as, it doesn't seem super dusty, but it is. It's just nicer because the weather, the air is different. The air quality is different in the winter as opposed to the summer. I love it here, though, whether it's a dusty pile of desert or not. I can't live anywhere else. Becca always tells me I need to come in the summer and see what it's like in Virginia, and I'm like, hell no, not happening. I'll stick with my 100 and however degrees here because I don't want 100 degrees plus humidity. No way. Excuse me. That was not supposed to happen, but I had pizza for dinner. Well, little homemade, not homemade, microwave pizza. Same difference. I have a thing for those a Red Bear. Is it Red Baron?
Yes.
Yeah, Red Baron little single serves. You get 2 in a pack. I don't know why I love those. The all meat flavored one. I had pepperoni today, so I got the burps. But when I have the all meat one, it's not as bad. I don't know why. I don't eat much pizza, but when I do, I like to eat those.
Supper of champions.
Yeah. Just a little single serve. Plenty of food for me till snack time, which is usually around 7 p.m. And I have cookies for today for my snack, some oatmeal cookies. That's got me at the grocery store, but from the bakery kind, because they're soft. Hey, look, somebody eats those pizzas too. They're delicious, aren't they?
Yep.
I wished that we had the ability to use the oven all year long because I love those pizzas in the oven as opposed to the microwave, but 99.999% of the time they end up in the microwave. And when we do pizza in the winter time, we get a bigger one for us and then we put it in the oven.
Yeah, we get one to share instead of just you.
Yeah. That way I'm not the only one eating pizza. Ooh, French bread pizza. That sounds good too. I like that also. I used to make my own for the kids. French bread pizzas. I'd buy the big long bread, big long thing, slice it up, fill it with all the good stuff, pizza sauce, cheese, and everything, throw it in the oven, and my kids would have pizza, and I didn't have to go spend a whole heck of a lot of money. Except the pepperoni. Back then, the pepperoni was cheap. Now pepperoni is a little on the expensive side. All meats are, which is kind of weird. All the deli meats. Heck, bologna is even expensive. I don't like bologna. I did when I was a kid, but I don't like it as an adult. There are some things that I have had since I've been an adult, and I'm like, why in the heck did I eat this as a child? Ew. Scott says, I would never survive the end of days apocalypse. I would probably be the first to die. Because
I'd last forever.
He would last forever. He can eat expired canned goods. Me, on the other hand, I couldn't do it. He'll eat stale cereal if that's what's left at the grocery store after a year, you know. He'll eat it because, you know, it's the end of the world. He'll eat it. Me? Nope. Not happening.
All the stale food the neighbor man gives us.
Yeah, he eats all the stale food the neighbor gives us. I just gave him chips. We bought some, not chips, crackers. We bought some crackers because I like butter crackers. And we got some from the dollar store because they're cheaper. Can't always buy the club crackers, you know? So we get some at the dollar store, and I opened them for the first time. And they're good for a whole nother year. A whole nother year on the package, it says. And nope, they were so gross. Oh my God, so gross. So I was like, this is just nasty. I gave him the Scott, and he comes in and he goes, oh yeah, these are stale. How? They're good for another year. And the dollar store stuff, I guess. I guess when you're broke, though, you got to get what you got to get. Well, I didn't like it, so Mr. Groff got to eat it. He's been crumbling them up and putting them in his goulash. He's so weird. he eats like a trash compactor. Put it that way. There ain't nobody's food in this world that he'll say he don't like too much, you know, because he'll eat anything. Since this is the only one of these and this is the only one of these, I'm going to put the only ones of these together. I've almost made 20 of these, though, during live stream, so that's cool. I think I'm doing better standing than I was sitting, too. I can't stand forever, though. That's the problem. I say I do better standing, but I can't stand forever because I have bad feet, thanks to my neuropathy. I'm just a mess medically, let me tell you. No matter what I do, there's no fixing it. I'm just a problem after a problem after a problem. Oops. I'm trying to do all these exactly the same. Tap, tap, tap. Stay where I put you, fabric. Any questions while we are on the last 20 minutes of today's video? And remember, if you're watching this as a replay, you can ask questions in the comment section. I'm pretty good with the comments. I get to them pretty quickly. I only open them once, sometimes twice a day, but 90% of the time I open them once a day. I don't play on my phone like I used to, like I told you guys last week. I don't know why. I'm just not into it anymore. I don't know. Plus, my phone really sucks. We were trying to play our...
What is it, 6, 7, 8 years old?
My phone's 8 years old.
Yeah, it's getting old.
I can't go outside anymore, and it doesn't connect to internet anymore through the house. Because going outside, it switches to 5G, and then it doesn't work on that either. Then it switches to 4G. Although everybody else's phone works on 5G and or Wi-Fi while it's outside, but my phone doesn't even connect to it. It takes like 2 minutes for a page to fully load when I'm on the website, so I don't even bother anymore. I just go on the computer because, and I don't like computer screens because it hurts my eyes. The only time I ever sit in front of a computer really is to edit videos. And yeah, I don't know what it is. My phone is just not working. Scott can pull up his what's the word for it? Like the pictures on your phone, you know, your gallery. He can pull up his gallery faster than mine can. Like he'll press the gallery button and it's instantly loaded. Mine, it takes a second for even to press the button, then it finally spools to the gallery and then it finally opens. It takes a minute. I let it go a little too long. And the one you're watching me from is the same phone. So it's having the same problems, more as the camera actually is having problems, like when I'm filming and stuff.
They know we need a new camera. It's a future
Eventually.
plan. Someday.
Eventually.
We bought a mattress instead, so someday
Yep.
in the future.
I returned the phone that didn't work because the Samsung S25 was a flop. I can't have a phone that overheats, especially since I do live streams. And instead, I bought myself a new mattress. Guess what? I sleep on that new mattress, and it feels amazing. Better than my last mattress. And Scott approves of it, too, when we sit and watch movies. It's a lot more comfortable.
How do you finish the edge of the HexaQuilt?
How do I finish the edges? Well, that's going to have to be next week. We will finish the edges. Well, I'm going to get started on some of them because it's going to take me a while, but I'll show you guys how to do it.
Stay tuned.
I'm going to take the half rectangle triangle, which I'll show you what that is. See those rulers behind you? See that big red triangle, with the red writing?
Yeah.
To the left of it, there's those two half rectangle triangles.
Yeah.
Those.
You want me to
Grab them. Yes, please.
Please?
Yep. All right, so half rectangle triangle. Can you see my shirt? Here is a half rectangle triangle. Here is a half triangle. Okay, half rectangle triangle. You could still use this though, but I'm going to use this. And what I do with this, so I'm going to take a block. Let's make an example here. And I'm going to get a measurement off of it. I'm not going to be able to do it properly on here. Let's just lay this out. So these are the corners, 4 corners that we need to fill. So I'm going to place my ruler here, and I'm going to stick it out where it's on the 1/4 inch line, right here. And then I'm going to stick it up above because I want a little bit bigger than it needs to be. And I'm going to go down here and see what number it's at. And it looks like it's at 6.5. So that means I need 6.5 inch half rectangle triangles, half rectangles. And I'll need 4 per block. But I'm not going to just stop there. I grabbed the yardage cut that I cut was a 3-yard cut that I grabbed from the other room of black. So when I do that, I will cut some 6.5 inch strips of black, and then I will use this, cut one way, cut the other, cut one way, cut the other, until I have enough to do all the sides. So I'll get that math off of that when I can. And then, because I don't want it to just sit on that edge, I'll go around the whole entire thing with like another 1 inch or 1.5 inch around all of them, and then trim them all to the same size, and then put them next to each other. And I have a quilt that I'm going to show you as an example. Let me go grab it since we have some time. I'm taking myself a moment here. Let me go grab a triangle quilt. I mean a hexagon quilt. You guys probably haven't seen this one in a very, very, very long time. This is the one that my guests usually use when they come and visit. So here is, let me move this.
You want me to clean that off?
Let me just slide it off the desk so it doesn't get all over this quilt. So I've done this before. Do you see this? How they sit on here. Notice they're all twisted. See? They're not straight on here. They're twisted. Ever so slightly, each and every single one of them. So it was me taking the hexagon, putting the 4 sides on it, and then I went around it with, I don't know, probably 1.5 inches on these. And then I slightly tilted the ruler as I was cutting these squares out. So that way these squares float. So that's what I'm thinking to do with this, is pretty much this. And if you guys have never seen this quilt right here, where's it at? Is it that corner? No, it's this corner right here. My last name is Bubble Quilted right here, Groff. Can you see it on the back side? Yeah, Groff. Oh, it's upside down for you, but my name is quilted into it. Because I was trying the whole bubble quilting for somebody else's quilt, so I did it on mine first before doing a client's quilt to make sure it even forms properly. So yeah, I bubble quilted my last name in here. And this is all an everything red quilt, so it even ends with a red stripe border. And then it has a sheet. This is a vintage sheet on the back. I had it for a really long time from my grandma's house. So I was like, you know what, this will be the house quilt for the family when they stay here and sleep on the air mattress. And it's got a vintage sheet on the back. I love this quilt. I did this a long time ago. This was when I was still working in my garage when I made this one. I don't even think it has I didn't put tags on my quilts back then, so I don't even know when I made it. I do know it was like 2016 maybe. something like that. Anyways, any other questions or anything while we're still here? Try to get, I got 2 more jelly roll strips left. What color am I slacking on? I guess none of them. They're all equal. Thank you guys. Somebody said that was absolutely beautiful.
Oh, the red is absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
The quilt.
Well, you just said thank you.
Yeah. Oh. I probably have lots of quilts you guys have never seen before in my own personal stash of quilts. And then some you've probably seen and you're like, wow, she made that a long time ago. I remember that video because that was when I first started watching her. The only quilts I really truly keep, like I kept my birthday quilt, if you guys remember, in 2019 for my 39th birthday, right? Yeah, my 39th birthday, I decided to celebrate that instead and have everybody send me blocks. And I made a quilt out of it. So I have that quilt, obviously, because that's very personal to me. And then my 25 patch block series quilt that I made, that giant thing that's for a king size bed, but my bed's only a queen. I actually have that. That's my own personal quilt. And the reason why I kept that is because you know how long I spent designing all those blocks. There was 100 and something blocks, but I only put 90 in the quilt. I spent a lot of time designing and cutting fabric to make those 25 patch blocks from the 25 patch block series that I couldn't get rid of that quilt. And so I kept it. And if I ever get a bigger bed when I become an older woman, you know, then maybe it can go on my bed then. But it is kind of huge. So I have that. I made Scott a quilt that I never did on camera because you guys, he would have known about it if I made it for you guys. Sorry, I inhaled some dust or something. So I made him a wolf quilt using a panel, and then I put a curved log cabin around the panel, a wolf panel. And I never made a video of that. So that's one of our personal quilts. My diamonds are a girl's best friend quilt that was in a show and won an award. I have that, the diamonds quilt. That's from the What Could I Make from 40 Fat Quarters series that I did. I made 4 quilts from 40 fat quarters. And then I entered a trying to think of what it was, some kind of star quilt. I made a star quilt and I entered it into a show with Fancy Quilting and I won that, so that's in the closet. I don't use it on my bed. None of these I use on my bed, especially the ones that have black fabric, because I don't want thumper on them. He's laid on my like throw bed. I have a bed quilt that I made myself that's just for whatever, but my diamonds are a girl's best friend quilt. He won't lay on that ever because that quilt I want to stay nice. It's never been washed and I always wanted it to stay show worthy. So there's that. And then the other one is all black background that I won. So that's just up in the top of the closet. And then I do have my unicorn quilt that I made, and I kept that for myself because why not? It's unicorns, and I have the other unicorn. I probably should try to sell it, though. It's never going to get used. It's for me. Somebody else might use it. Some little girl probably will love it better than it's sitting in my closet, honestly. And then I have all of my quilts that I've entered shows, all the big ones. trying to think what I have in my personal stuff that you've never seen before. I did make a all greens, like tealy greens, but light colored ones. I made a quilt out of all that before. That was my free motion practicing quilt. I did that on live stream where I was just practicing free motion quilting motifs when I used to sit down free motion. That was a long time ago. Remember, I've been here on YouTube since 2016. It's a long time to be making YouTube videos. All right, throw this down here real quick and then make one more. I have time for one more. Yep. And then the rest I'll make off camera because I got to cut the yardage for it. And then I'll press all the black fabric so that hopefully by next week I'll be able to add the sides to everything and go around everything. If you have any questions, ask now because we got like 7 minutes left or something, at least according to my clock on the wall. If you ever see me looking up that way, it's because I'm looking at the time. I can't see it on my phone, so I don't want to go over. I don't like to keep you guys longer than 2 hours because a lot of people watch this on a replay. They don't catch it live, and I try not to make my videos over 2 hours. Back in the past I did, and guess what? Those videos are rarely watched because they're over 2 hours.
Depends on the video.
Depends on the video, though, but yeah.
The binding video didn't get near the amount of views as last week's.
Yeah.
Binding one was 2 weeks ago. Last week has way more.
That's because they've seen me bind so many times. They don't need to keep seeing it.
And just like long arm videos,
Yeah.
you probably get 1,000 views.
Nobody ever watches long arm videos. I still post them here and there, but they're not a all the time thing anymore because nobody watches them. They kind of hurt my channel. I started the long arm quilting channel, but I don't post on it because I have a feeling that nobody's going to watch them on there either. So there's no point in me having 2 YouTube channels that I have to keep up with if nobody's going to watch the stuff. But at least I have the channel already. It's mine. So if I really do want to start a long arm quilting only videos channel for that, it's already there. But between this channel and real life, I feel like I'm overextended sometimes, so I try not to do that to myself. I like to have personal days too, or personal sewing where I just sew off camera. Scott always comes in and he's like, "What are you doing? Why don't you do that on camera?" And I'm like, "I just need me time." Sometimes I just want to sew for myself and not have an audience, you know? It's not very often. I do like hanging out with you guys.
Are these ones going to float like the red ones?
Yep, these are going to float. I'm going to make these ones float as well. I think that will look really cool. And I can separate them as far as I want. So instead of using 1.5 inches as the piece that other hexagons, I could do 2.5 inches all the way around, and they will really float, you know? And they will be separated. And since this quilt's only going to be, I think, like 6 across by 7 down, I think that's all I made enough for. It shouldn't be too big. It'll be a good lap size with 10-inch squares, I think. Well, actually, it's going to be more than 10 inches because I'm going to add around it. So they'll probably be 12.5 inches blocks. So that'd be a pretty good size quilt. Definitely a usable quilt, lay around the couch or lay in bed and cover up. Can't wait for you guys to see some of the things I'm making videos for the time I'm away from my cruise. They're not going to all go on while I'm on my cruise. I think we're only going to have one video come on. I don't know what to do for Sew Sundays because I'm going to be gone one of the Sew Sundays, and I'm not quite sure if I want to put an upload on for that day or pre-make a live stream style video where I'm doing like I'm doing now and just chit-chatting to where you guys can come in on the chat and have it run as a live stream, you know, but not be actual live stream. Pre-recorded though. That way I can hang out with you guys. But I don't know how well I'm going to get service on the boat with my cruddy phone. Even with the Wi-Fi. Even with Wi-Fi. And this has also killed my phone too. Went from like 92% and it's at 52% now. I don't know what's wrong with it. So I don't know how that's going to work until then. When I get there, how much I'll be able to do. All right, let me just get all these up here. So they're not going to look like this, but this is the general idea of the quilt pieces. This one up here too, like this. There we go. So if you wanted to stick them together like this is how you would do that building, you know. This was a 6-inch point to point, 1.5 inches all the way around it, and then 2.5-inch strips all the way around that. And then next week we'll start adding. I got pizza burps. Woo-wee. Next week we'll start adding the half rectangle and turning them into a square. And I'm pretty sure we'll go with 12.5-inch square because I'll add those end pieces and put 2 inches. Yeah, I'll put 2 inches on each side. We'll see how that goes. But I'm out of jelly roll strips, so now I got to cut more from my yardage. And I still have these 10-inch squares. So what I can do with these is take some of this yardage that's right here and go around these as well. So that way my fill-in blocks will have these. So I can border them with this first and then put, you know, jelly roll strips around it. And then everything will look really cool. You know, we'll see how that goes. I still have this many blocks to make. It's probably going to be a queen size quilt, honestly, now that I think about it, with 12-inch blocks, 12.5-inch. I think it'll be cool. All right. Is that it? No questions? I don't see any. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out. I'm glad you can join, and I'll see you next week for more of this hexagon. So it'd be so again and again.
Again and again.
Because today was so again.
Again and again.
So next week will be so again and again.
I like that.
Bye, everybody. We'll see you later. Have a good week and week. Because the day is almost over.